When the headlines first appeared, nobody quite believed them. Dylan Wang, the charismatic star whose smile could light up an arena, was suddenly the subject of hushed conversations about his well-being. Fans, industry insiders, even fellow actors whispered the same question: was something really wrong? Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because stories like this unfold fast and you'll want the latest updates as soon as they drop. It started innocently enough. A few paparazzi shots captured Dylan looking unusually pale leaving a clinic late one evening. No one knew if it was a routine checkup, a quick stop after a long day of filming, or something more serious. But almost overnight, speculation erupted. In the age of social media, one blurry photo can snowball into 1,000 theories. Hashtags like #PrayForDylan and #StayStrongDylan began trending within hours. In the middle of this whirlwind was Shinyu. Known for her quiet strength and private nature, she suddenly found herself thrust into the center of a narrative she hadn't chosen. Fans noticed she had cleared her schedule. They spotted her at airports, boarding flights rumored to be headed to the same city Dylan was filming in. They pieced together timelines: she was there when he left a hospital, there when he disappeared from a press event, there when fans caught glimpses of him looking tired but smiling. Whether friend, confidant, or something more, her presence became a symbol of loyalty. Meanwhile, anonymous sources claimed doctors had spoken off the record. Some tabloids framed it as doctors break silence, but what actually emerged were a few cautious statements about stress, exhaustion, and the toll of relentless schedules on young performers. Nothing concrete, nothing sensational, just a reminder that even celebrities' bodies have limits. But online, those few words were enough to send speculation into overdrive. Viewers clipped the soundbite, added dramatic captions, and the story took on a life of its own. And yet, in the middle of all this noise, one image kept resurfacing: Shinyu, at Dylan's side, gently holding his arm as they walked through a crowded terminal. No makeup, no entourage, just quiet concern. To fans, that photo said more than any rumor could. It became an instant meme, shared with captions like "Real friends stay" and "She refuses to leave his side." Others simply posted heart emojis and prayers. What's striking is how this moment reframed the narrative. Instead of only focusing on Dylan's alleged illness, it sparked a conversation about support systems in high-pressure industries. People began sharing their own stories of burnout and the friends or family who had stood by them. Mental health advocates used the trending hashtag to talk about rest, self-care, and how fame can mask exhaustion. In a strange way, the frenzy around Dylan and Shinyu turned into a catalyst for empathy. Behind the scenes, you can almost picture Dylan sitting in a doctor's office, listening to advice about slowing down, maybe texting Shinyu to let her know he's okay. You can imagine her booking flights, rearranging commitments, making sure he has someone to lean on. It's a very human image, and that's why it resonates so deeply with fans. They see not just a celebrity couple, but a universal story of someone staying when things get tough. Days turned into weeks. Official statements remained vague, focusing on workload and temporary rest rather than any diagnosis. But the sight of Shinyu's unwavering presence became a story in itself. Entertainment blogs wrote pieces titled "The Woman Who Wouldn't Walk Away" and "Shinyu's Quiet Vigil." Comment sections filled with admiration. Even people who had never followed their careers wrote things like, "This is what loyalty looks like," and "We should all be so lucky to have a friend like this." For Dylan, the unexpected upside of all this speculation was a flood of public support. Fan clubs organized virtual vigils, posting collages of his past performances with messages of encouragement. They flooded his social accounts with comments telling him to take his time, to rest, to prioritize health over deadlines. Some even sent letters to his agency, asking them to reduce his schedule. It was as if the entire fandom became a protective circle. And for Shinyu, the moment became a subtle but powerful reintroduction. After months of keeping a low profile, she emerged not in a flashy campaign or a new series, but in a moment of empathy. Her refusal to leave Dylan's side, whether as a partner, a friend, or simply a colleague, redefined her public image. She wasn't just a co-star anymore, she was a person embodying grace under scrutiny. As we narrate this story, it's important to remember what we actually know and what's speculation. The confirmed facts are simple. Dylan looked unwell in a few appearances. Doctors and insiders mentioned stress and exhaustion. Shinyu has been visibly present and supportive. Everything else, the whispered diagnoses, the dramatic headlines, is conjecture. But sometimes, the facts we do have are powerful enough. They show us a moment of vulnerability, a moment of loyalty, and a glimpse at the human beings behind the headlines. So where does that leave us now? Fans are waiting for Dylan to make a direct statement, perhaps in a live stream or a carefully planned interview. In the days following those first photos, the atmosphere around Dylan and Shinyu only grew more intense. Airports became flashpoints, hotel lobbies turned into mini press rooms. Wherever either of them went, cameras waited. Yet, even under that pressure, there was a striking calmness about the two. Dylan would give a small wave, Shinyu would offer a polite smile, and together they would move quickly past the chaos. It was as though they had decided to protect a small bubble of peace between them, no matter how loud the outside world became. Industry insiders began to comment on what they were seeing. Veteran managers who've shepherded stars through scandals posted cryptic messages about real bonds being tested and the value of a support system. Columnists noted that in an environment where relationships can be used as marketing tools, this looked different, quiet, unbranded, no press releases, no hashtags started by the agency. Just two people moving through a storm together. Fans noticed too. The tone online shifted from frenzied speculation to collective encouragement. Threads popped up titled "Messages for Dylan" and "Thank you Shinyu." People shared stories about when someone stayed by their side during an illness or a difficult period. Artwork flooded timelines, digital paintings of Dylan resting, Shinyu holding his hand, captions about resilience and care. It was no longer just a celebrity story, it was a mirror reflecting back people's own hopes for compassion. Meanwhile, entertainment shows replayed the few seconds of footage where a doctor's off-record comment about rest and overwork had been aired. Talk show panels debated what it meant, whether agencies should do more to protect their artists, and how the public could support rather than pry. The phrase "doctors break silence" had been sensationalized by clickbait headlines, but the actual content, a reminder to slow down, to prioritize health, resonated with people who were burning out in their own jobs. Celebrity or not, these are roles we all play. And that's why this story matters more than just gossip. We'll keep following this story as it develops, bringing you updates that focus on the humanity rather than the hype. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next chapter, and share this video with someone who needs a reminder that loyalty and care still exist in our fast-moving world. This isn't just about a headline, it's about what happens when fame meets frailty and someone chooses to stay. Because at the end of the day, whether Dylan Wang is facing a temporary setback or something more serious, and whether Shinyu is a partner, a best friend, or simply a compassionate colleague, the picture we're seeing is universal. It's the story of standing by someone in their hour of need. And that's a narrative worth telling and retelling, one that cuts through the noise and reminds us what really matters.